Hello, everybody. What a terrible time for that to happen. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the free to play. So if you missed it yesterday, we pulled a monster of an epic in Seer. Real quick, actually, let me do something. So I saw some comments. I'm gonna do this real quick. I saw a couple of comments that didn't quite understand Seer's value. Let me see if I can find the comment too while I switch over. I'll give you turn this back on. So I just read a latest comment with these polls. I don't trust this account. I don't even have half these chants. I've been playing since 2020. um, yeah, there's a lot of champions that are great to pair with her, but I mean, I've had plenty of success without either of the ones that have really been listed. Um, People talk about setting her up being a real headache. Um, this one guy, man, I'm not gonna say their name. I'm not gonna acknowledge them, but they're so full of crap. Anyways, uh, so I'm on the main account now, and I wanted to show you guys how I kind of use my seer. So let's put her. So I know she's in my Fire Knight team, right? Right here, and then my Dragon's Lair team. I usually farm around stage 8, right there. Okay, not Spider's Den. Ice Golem team, right there. Uh, but where she really is gonna shine will be Doom Tower Waves. So this is normal. We'll go back over to hard. I'm gonna do like a middle-ish wave here just to kind of showcase the team. Now I had a different team. You'll see this one. I had to stop using her. So at a certain point, I get so high but I don't have cooldown reduction for her. So I kind of have to uh, swap out at a certain point with a team that's way more tanky. But my normal team that I kind of started going with was Emic. I really like Ragash with her because he brings a lot of buffs. Mithrala, I think, was in it. Obviously, we need to bring Seer. And then Pythion for heals and revives. Wherever he is at. Hello? Am I just blind? Yes, there he is. Okay. Um, wait, I have a team set up, don't I? I don't know why I bothered. Yeah, here it is. Here's the. Oh, yeah, that's right. Lady Kimmy. I forgot about Lady Kimmy. Okay. So Lady Kimmy brings buffs. She also brings debuffs for the enemy team. Emic does a kind of cooldown reduction for her. Ragash brings stun, decreased defense. But I just wanted to show you guys what she can do. Now I'm gonna put it on slow, but keep it on auto. So decrease speed, decrease turn meter. I gave myself a bunch of buffs. I self-buff with her first. She is quite fast. You'll notice that I'm using... and there we go. That's the kind of damage that she does. These guys are level 283. Look at how much health they have. I mean, those health bars are massive. Now, this is the part where you really want to have cooldown reduction for her. Like I did just right there. And then in this case, we're going to get some bonus damage because they buff themselves as well. So I'm getting a lot of buffs out here. And big nukes, right? I mean, these are massive, massive. Now, obviously, like, pretty low compared to what others, you know, not exactly doing it up here at the higher difficulties. It does work. I just have to manual it. And so I prefer to use that other team that's just more tanky, and it takes longer, but I could just set it for auto run and then go do something else. But you can do these other rows with Seer. You just kind of have to manual it and make sure that you're utilizing your cooldowns the right way. But it's just massive, massive hits. Fire Knight again. So Fire Knight, I can only do stage 2. That's more so on my build and my team and the champions I have available. I probably have better grouping here for Fire Knight, but honestly, I'm kind of happy just being able to have a chance at mythical items, and I don't really want to push that far. But I will, I'm going to take it off super raids because I'm just going to waste the energy here and show you guys. But I just want to show you mostly the wave clear. Like, these guys are 350, right? We come in. I don't even have a decreased defense champion here. In fact, I'm going to show you one extra part of this, too. Do I have her A3 turned off on wave 1? No. There's no way. There it is. Okay. The frozen ones, she doesn't kill, and it's not an affinity issue because she's void. I think you do take reduced damage when frozen, I believe. That is one problem that I sometimes have running her next to a Mithrala, too, is that Mithrala will sometimes petrify targets. But there's one thing I wanted to address with Seer, and then we'll go back to the free-to-play. But I wanted to address this regarding her usage. And it's a counterintuitive feature. And once we get through this wave, because I mostly want you guys to focus on the wave damage here, she should get her... You see, there it goes. So that takes the waves out. This is all about speed, right? I can grind this wave down with a newt, right? But it's going to take forever. So now, this is the one huge piece of advice that sounds very counterintuitive. Because she does so much damage. And it does a lot of damage on bosses, too. The problem is, you lose your buffs. So I actually have her everything turned off. I think I have... Nope, I still have her crit rate buff. I honestly should turn that off. Because I don't really care about it. I don't need extra crit rate going up against the Fire Knight. I need hits on his shield. It works so far, so you know, if it ain't broke, so I haven't bothered to fix it, but that is the reality. Is I don't need that crit rate. Everybody here has their crit rate naturally. It doesn't give me any real advantage. Other than Pythion's passive, that may be why I left it on, because it does reduce incoming damage with Pythion's passive a little bit. Either way, you'll notice that I have her A3, right? It's A3, yeah, turned off. Her big AoE hit is turned off. And I do that because I don't want to lose these buffs that I have on my team. Because a lot of it is shielding, a lot of it is protection for my champions, as well as right here, we've got the counterattack. We don't want to take that counterattack off. Even though it does a huge amount of damage, we don't want to lose that counterattack. A lot of people will leave her as is, and she'll do a ton of damage, but then remove all protective value for your champions, whether it's an increased defense or damage output from an increased attack. The crit rate buff, if you're counting on that, in this case, for me, it's counterattack. I don't want to lose that counterattack. You'll see the big strategy I have here is that whenever Fire Knight takes a turn, I try to have counterattack up. I don't want Fire Knight to get a turn that often, but eventually he will. And when he gets that turn, I want to counterattack with my A1s because I have a lot of powerful A1s. So another example of this, well, I think I've made that clear. I don't want to go too far further into it and you know brag about it, but she's really really good for wave clear on pretty much any fight. But for certain fights, you want to be careful and make sure you're not removing your advantage off your team for the boss portion. So I like to turn it off. A lot of people are like, why would you turn it off? It's so much damage. And you're absolutely right. It is a ton of damage. Almost on the level, I mean, in some cases, I mean, yeah, it's a massive amount of damage, like hundreds of thousands worth of damage. But for me, to get these teams to be optimally effective, losing those debuffs because of Pythion in particular, with Pythion, I think it's up to 15%? No, 25, yeah. So he reduces damage by 25% for all the buffs I have out there. So for Seer taking away those buffs, I lose that damage reduction, essentially. So just something to think about if you're having trouble with her. But overall, great champion, and I just wanted to kind of highlight her because it seemed like some people didn't. I swore somebody commented. I thought I saw somebody straight up be like, "I don't know what she does, but you really seem excited about her or something." But I may have imagined that apparently. So let me switch back on over to the free to play, and we'll talk about that just a little bit more. I'll get that later. All right. Sorry, I see free, and I was like, I'll get it later, and then immediately was like, no, I must click. They moved that on me. Anybody else see that? All right. So, I in my video I edited it out, but in my video I was like, oh no, what video was that? Different video. Sorry, guys. Okay. This particular mission is going to take a while to do on this account, but yeah, Seer, huge gain for the account. It's really going to help get get me further through some of the wave content, which can be a bit difficult, as that can sometimes be the factor limiting progression in some of these areas, like Dragon's Lair. Sometimes it could be hard to get through the waves, or you make it through, but you lose somebody, or you come in really weak, and then the dragon hits you too hard, that kind of thing. So I'm excited to get through, to have Seer to get through some of the wave content. Just a really, really solid pull. But it's mostly just dungeons and Doom Tower where she's really going to help. Now, she's not built yet, but if she were, I would try to take her into Doom Tower hard and see what happens. So I said it in the previous video, Rathalos is still going to be my next 6-star. I am working my way in that direction, still trying to grind out food. Tomorrow is going to be my big catch-up day. I just have so many accounts and so little time, and I'm not complaining, not complaining. I'm just, you know, just thinking out loud here, guys. And so my days off are super fun because I just get to play and run all of the accounts at the same time, get them firing on all cylinders, grinding. So, what was that? Is it still Fire Knight tournament right now? Yeah. So you can see we did really well on the Fire Knight tournament here too, which I was really, really happy about with Allure. I am curious how long the Fire Knight team takes on this particular account. It might be worthwhile for me to try and get that Seer up quickly. Not over Rathalos, but if I can get her up quickly and get through those waves faster, that may help in some other areas. I don't care about too much about the chicken or the fragments, so I'm not going to complete it. But we did get the double dip from the Fire Knight, which was nice. I don't think we got that much Savage gear, though, right? I think we already looked at that, and it was like a couple of pieces of Savage. That's a nice piece, yo. In fact, let's put 4 into that for the quest today. Crit rate. Don't you just love this game? Still, nice piece. Anytime I see crit rate and crit damage on the same piece, especially Savage, I'm super excited. Would I love for that to be like attack percent instead of flat HP? Sure, but sometimes you just gotta get that crit rate, right? So, that is pretty much everything that's going on. Just grinding away, getting my quests done. In fact, let's go ahead and get that weekly out of the way. So you ever do this? You ever get all your dailies done, but didn't do like the part of the weekly where you have to ascend somebody, but you did the 5 of your time dailies done, and you just stalled your weekly out 1 extra day? It's so frustrating. I've done it, I think, like once or twice, where I was like, wait, why isn't the weekly done? Oh no, I didn't do the ascension. Anyways, sorry guys. Let's see. So also stockpiling resources, lots of epic books so far. Still sitting on 1 sacred. Clan boss has been going pretty good. I'll run the brutal here. So Nightmare, we're still on a 3 key at the moment. Really want to get that down to ultimately a 1 key, of course, but even a 2 key would be nice to have, to be able to throw 2 keys into brutal if necessary. Because you'll see, I'm going to turn on quick battle here. And we don't always 1 key it. Now that was a killer key. That was a great key. Probably affinity based, really. Which is funny because we have negative affinity on 2 guys. But that's a huge key right there. 25 mil will definitely cut it. We needed 21. But I've had some that are like, I had one that was 21.5 and 21.3. You know, just under the requirement. And I don't have the extra key to play around with because I'm always 3 keying now the clan boss. Before with Sun Wukong, sometimes I would 2 key it. That's no longer the case. I'm hoping Rathalos will fix that. Oh, I did want to talk about Arena. That's right. Gold 3. Gold 3. And kind of solid in Gold 3, too. I mean, I know it doesn't look very solid, but I took a couple losses that I wasn't super happy about. But, like, I feel like... Skull Crown sometimes trips me up. It really depends on what Sun Wukong can do. Yep. Yeah, Sun Wukong just hits like a truck. I love it. So, but yeah, we're pretty solid up here. Some of these teams are slightly harder than others, but I'm really happy with how the PvP team is going. You'll see big nukes there. I think their Sun Wukong comes back here, but we should get... Ooh, yeah, we get our revive, so then he doesn't matter, and we just kill him. So, real happy about how well the PvP team is doing. Gold 3 is pretty friggin' solid, and the best part about that, as I've talked about before, I'm getting an extra 18% in stats because PvP is so important in this game. And I also did... So I made a change, and I don't know if I've made that change on other runs or versions of the team, but I made a change to my team last night. I'm going to try stage 6 here with this. So damage reduction combo plus UDK shields. I still want the speed as the aura. An argument could be made for the defense aura going up against this. Now, I have not done this difficulty before. This may not go well, but I saw good results against with it in my comp yesterday. One problem I just noticed there, my Geomancer is too slow. I need to speed him up. I want him getting that fire out before the first attack. So far, though, Geomancer's passive is doing its job and burning him down pretty darn good. Oh, we're going to pop it there. And now we just have to survive. Hopefully, I'll get UDK's shields up. There we go. That's going to get me some more survivability just for a little bit while we wait for Geomancer's cooldown to come up. He'll probably get another turn before we get that. And this should be it. There, that's the Geomancer. Now, hopefully we don't do too much single target damage here and let him take a turn. Nope. The poisons, I think, did him in, or the HP burn without just a regular HP burn there. So that's the one problem, because these guys are all built for Clan Boss. They all have War Master. Not to mention, he's also quite a lower difficulty, so it's really easy to proc those, to do enough damage to trigger those results. Yep, he'll beat himself up there, and there we go. So I'm probably going to go with this combo moving forward a little bit, get some more damage reduction to get that survivability, so that we can get more out of Geomancer's passive. Ideally, I wouldn't have War Master on a lot of these champions, but at the end of the day, they are the champions that I need for Clan Boss, so I don't want to reduce them by too much. As I get better champions, more support type champions that can give buffs and keep the team alive, like perhaps Apothecary is somebody that I could rebuild, get rid of Giant Slayer, and get him just a really fast kind of tanky build to keep the team alive. That's an option perhaps, but there's certainly some things that I can do to kind of get more power out of that team. So but yeah, I just hit a new record on Iron Twins, and that's the important time to do it. This is the important difficulty as well, because you get double the points during Void. I don't think I can get down to stage 9 or 10. Ideally, if you can, and it's hard to do, but if you can hit stage 11 on the different difficulties, it's a great stage to kind of settle in at and say, all right, you know, like push as far as you can, of course, but stage 11 is a great target, so you can get the soul essence and kind of speed up some of your purchasing in the altar, right? Altar of Souls, yeah. All right, I'm gonna call that a video. I think that's a pretty decent video, a good look into Seer and what she can do. Kind of without, it's better to be able to see it. No pun intended. And yeah, just keep moving forward on the account. I expect I have quite a bit of energy saved up, and there are some good rewards in this champion training event tomorrow. Now, I'll be doing this champion training event on 2 accounts. I've already gotten to about, I think here, this region on my main account. But I would really love to be able to go through and try and get way down in here. I don't know if it's worth using a lot of my energy stockpile. Like, I have a deep energy stockpile on this account, as you can see. I've been saving up for a long time. My weekly reset, we're a little ways away from that. Quests. That's a big source of energy when you get your weekly reset too. So I'm gonna do a little bit of work in here, and I'll probably gonna try to complete this champion training event because I have a lot of champions that are worth it right now. I've got some good food options with Fearmonger, who we got that's gonna be good food wherever he went. I'm on the wrong account. He's not on this account. He's on the other account. Regardless, we have some good food options that we can utilize, level up some of these 3 stars, get through them. We also have Bellower, don't forget. So we have to level Bellower. We have to level Seer. Maybe even Ugo. And then obviously Rathalos is the biggest candidate that we want to get up and running for the clan boss team and see what kind of results we can get out of him with Geomancer. And maybe UDK. What is... So my UDK, he's pretty fast at 208. Combine that with a speed aura and then 216 speed deacon. What are we at? 4,000, 5,000 defense. I like this build a lot, actually. If I remember, yeah, we went with the 4-star banner. Obviously, I don't think I've pulled anything better recently. I could probably consider an HP banner, honestly. I want defense, but you know what? This has... Let's see what this rolls. I'm just curious. Let's take it to 8. That's nice. Obviously, I lose defense, right? We lose 67 defense. But if I take this up to 16... Extra speed as well here. And 5,000 HP for 46 defense. I'm willing to make that trade. And to be honest, I could even just enchant it with a big boy. Oh, and we get a 4%er. I like that. And there you go. It's actually a gain of 11 defense. Now, I know I could also enchant this one and still get more defense and level this up to 16 and still get more defense. But I do like having that HP as well, just to keep him alive a little bit longer. So I noticed that it had a defense substat roll, and I was like, well, let's go for that. So are we still at 5,000? Yeah, still at, oh, of course we are. We went up 11, right? A lot more HP now to work with, too. And we're a little bit faster at 212. I hope we're not too fast. We don't want to go before Deacon. 216, perfect. So I really like this build on UDK. And I think we're going to see some positive results as I get him up and running. Now, we have no accuracy on him, so we are really counting on Ursula or Venomage if I go that route with Venomage to get the decreased attack as well as the decreased defense. But I kind of like this team concept of Deacon, UDK, Ursula, Geomancer, and Rathalos. Something about that sounds really solid to me. I might need to speed tune it a little bit, but I do like the power that we're getting out of UDK there. So, all right, everybody. Well, thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next video.